Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. And yeah, so we all thought Straze was busted before, and now he got buffed. He got buffed. So they just posted this while I was asleep, unfortunately, so I couldn't cover this earlier. But they basically said the description of the skill 3 was incorrect in a good way for once. So basically, with what we said in the earlier video, he needed to kill somebody with his skill 3 to get invincibility for 1 turn. And remember, this is invincibility, not immortality, so he can't take damage or anything, right? So it's a really good defensive mechanism. And now there's just no enemy being defeated. It's just straight up every time he uses his skill 3, he will be able to get that invincibility for 1 turn without any stipulations, which is pretty bonkers, actually, to be entirely honest. And a lot of people were saying that a skill 3 is killing somebody anyway, you know? And yeah, that's kind of true. Like, if you think about it, if it kills an FCC, I feel like unless people are actively building their highest HP units with a ton of attack, it's going to kill somebody anyway. And that means that unit would be a lot less useful versus other things, because you'll have like an FCC with a flat attack ring or something like that ridiculous to try to help her survive, right? And considering it did 33,000 damage or something similar to that, 35,000 damage without defense break, I imagine it's still killing somebody. So I'm kind of like, what's he gonna do, right? Like, that's a lot of damage. And I wish we saw some damage against a team with 3 non-high HP targets. I feel like he's still gonna do a lot, right? Because the base he did versus like an A Ravi or something was 5,000 damage, right? Now imagine there's quite a bit of defense pen in. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? Like, obviously, the more attack he has versus the attack of the opponent, the better it is. But you also have to remember, if somebody else has 4,500 attack or something like that, and he has like 5,000 or something ridiculous, you know, in that range, they're sacrificing a ton of defenses for that. So I think you're still going to be one-shotting. Either way, this is really good for something like if they have invincibility, for example, you can try to funnel. If you're the opponent, you can try to funnel invincibility on the target that was going to get hit to make it so he wouldn't get that invincibility. So let's talk a little bit about him and take a look at some gear which we might give him. So one of the things I was considering with him is how he's going to survive, right? Because that's one of the biggest things with our DPS right now, is that they need to be resilient. And by resilient, I mean they need to hold Moonlight Dreamblade, they need to be Tempest Surin and have the ridiculous mitigation she has, they need to be Carrot with the self-preservation she has, they need to be LQC with all the stuff she does, and also somebody like Landy with the stealth, you know? Like, everybody that is a DPS right now that's super popular seems to be incredibly defensive, and Kayron, for example, as well. And yes, invincibility for 1 turn is pretty heckin' defensive, but how fast does he die after that? How fast does he die if he doesn't get his skill 3 off? I'm kind of wondering these things. I'm not saying he's going to be bad or anything. Like, these are the things I'm trying to solve while I'm building him. So we're going to take a look at Euphine here, specifically because she is a Taurus. She has the same base stats, and we can see here, for her base stats, she is relatively low for defenses. This is really low for a warrior, I would say. I feel like even Mui has higher defense, right? By quite a bit, and just a little bit lower HP. And if we look at Lilibet, she's got higher defense and HP as well. So that's something to consider when building him. And there's, I think, 2 ways you can build him, essentially, or 3 ways maybe. And one is taking advantage of boosters and his skill 1, and the other is just your typical like 200-ish speed unit that survives a turn and then blows somebody up. So Honestly, the build I want to try, because I'm a doofus, is a counter set build, because he's got 20% combat readiness on his skill 1, which is just insane. And what I wanted to do is a slower counter set that gets boosted up by either Flan or Oxlots, or even Landy, to be honest, like boosted up by Landy and a counterattack, and he's good to go. So what I'm hoping for is tons of attack, obviously. I don't really care too much about speed, and just going for all sorts of, like, yeah, going for exactly these boots, basically. Something like this. I feel like it's going to be similar to my A-Ravi's gear. So let's just look at what A-Ravi has on right now. We want a lot of attack, a lot of crit chance. We'll just throw those on there just to get an idea of what his stats will look like, right? Yeah, there's no attack on that, though. There's attack on this. Okay, we'll throw this one on as well. And again, we'll try a different build in a second as well here. So I think I have to use... Oh, no, I should have a counterattack ring here. 13, yeah, that looks good. We'll toss that on. We don't really need the speed too much, but hey, we'll take it. And then we have 71 crit rate, so we obviously need to get that up there. So we need 12% from the crit set, which is 83, so we need 17% crit rate between the chest and this. Also to note here, that's not a lot of tax so far, right? So maybe we would want attack boots instead, because that's not enough attack, to be honest. But then again, he's on a counter set. Maybe we can try to get a ton of attack from the weapon here, which would have to probably be a crit set. So 20 attack here, yeah, because we want him tanky, right? And also look at his defense right now. Like, this isn't going well for him, but we can take a look to see what this looks like. 15, so we only need 5% crit from this. So let's just throw on this. He's going to be missing a little bit of crit in typical Mango fashion. But with this build here, that is 3,386 attack. That is not enough, as we can see. So going back to the drawing board on this set, we need to bring his attack up even more. And the idea behind the counter set for me was to build him slower and get boosted. Or fast enough where one counterattack can boost him ahead of things. So, not sure what I think of this. I feel like he's just going to roll over with 957 defense. I think he still kills things, to be honest, especially with attack buff, but yeah. Okay, so let's go another route. Let's see if I have an attack set just to see like what kind of attack we can get him to and see if it would be worthwhile here. So this is a pretty decent weapon. I would probably gem this into crit rate, so I imagine this build would have another like 6% crit rate on it. Sure, and we want a lot of attack, a lot of crit rate, a lot of crit damage, something like this. Again, we gem out the effectiveness for something else. But if we wanted defense, we could go this route too, and then gem it into crit rate. And I feel like he wants defense, right? Ooh, but does he want speed? I think he wants speed with the attack set build. And speaking of having attack set boots, we could use this one, or we could just use these attack set boots. So we'll use those. And then we need one more. Is this good enough? No, I don't think so. What did Goatman Milk get? 21 speed. Ha! I am a god! That's so funny. Rip your ears. So we do want an attack set here, and I didn't even see what piece of gear it was. That's awesome. And the question here is, we just want lots of attack, right? So we want to look for attack and attack subs, and I know what piece of gear I'm going for here. It is this one. So we're going to throw that on there. He's going to have a crit set as well. And by the way, I know this isn't immunity, and he's probably really going to need immunity, so maybe gear him with somebody like a Bastion of Perlucia, right? So now one more piece of attack, and I think it's going to be the neck. Ooh, this isn't looking good. That's okay. That's okay. But these aren't great either. Now the question is, are my crit helms better? I think my crit helms are better, right? Because I know I have 30 something attack on a crit helm. Yeah, so we'll Which one do we want? They're both so good. We'll go with the T-Cern one. And that gets his crit up there. And we're still going to need to fix his crit here. We can gem and crit here. We can gem and crit somewhere else, maybe. We'll figure it out, right? This is a work in progress, remember? Oh, we can actually gem and crit here. I gemmed effectiveness for some reason. Probably because I didn't have any crit. So we will then use the... Because it sucks. We'll lose 36% attack if we go this route. Why don't we do that? And then our attack set... It's nowhere near as good. No. We'll do this. We'll go back. Sorry. Crit damage here, and we will use this one, I think. Which is a little bit lacking. So with this set, he's got literally 0 defenses. He's got 4,400 attack, and he'll have like 80 something crit rate, which wouldn't be enough, so we would have to fix that as well. So yeah, one more set here. Let's do a speed set because I feel like my speed might be better. And we will go attack subs, and we'll try to just go pure attack with the speed set. And attack and flat attack just out of curiosity here. Yeah, something like that seems pretty good. And then for the neck here, we want crit damage, attack, and attack percent. Do we have something like that? Yeah, this neck would be so good for him, to be honest. 23 attack. No, we're gonna need crit rate. Let's be real. Let's be real here. Yeah, that looks good, and we could gem that out as well if we do so care to. And 25 attack. Yeah, we'll throw that one on as well. And now we would need a crit set. I'm just trying to do this really quickly to get a decent idea of what it looks like. We do want some defenses, so we'll put that on. And as for the final, we need 7% crit, which we can gem away. So we'll just throw on this one, I guess. And this would be the speed set with 165 speed. Again, I just want to show you how hard it's gonna be to gear this guy, right? Because you need all the offensive stats to do damage. You need a ton of attack to do damage. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't need that much. It's something we're gonna have to experiment. Maybe he only needs 3,000 attack to one-shot FCCs, right? We'll have to see as we go. And maybe everything else is overkill. So we'll have to see, but looking at this, he's not surviving, right? He is not surviving. You're going to need way more HP, way more defense. And if we take a look at somebody else, like just an example, let's take a look at the Landy here. And the Landy has 1,500 defense, 14k health. Like, this is the kind of defenses I think he's going to need to survive, right? Because he needs to go, and if he's not going, he's gonna die to a single AoE. So yeah, that's just a little bit. I'm really excited for him. I'm like, let's be real here. I've been asked if I'm gonna summon for him. I'm officially spending $0 because I'm depressed about my ML5 rates. But take a look at how many ML5s I'm missing, and compare it to yourself, and then compare how much I've spent on Mystic packs. So we'll sort by. Can you sort by 5 stars? I swear you could sort by 5 stars. Great, there we go. And then we can sort by dark. Okay, so I'm missing Archdemon Shadow, Op Cigarette, Briarwitch Iceria, Dark Corvus, Blood Moon Haste. For dark, and then for light, I'm missing Ruel. And technically I could have either Ruel or Corvus right now. LQC, Sage Bale, Specimen Says, DJ B, Faithless Litica, Ambitious Tywin, and Last Rider Crow. How many are you missing? I'm just really curious. But what was I saying? Yeah, we are not getting far with this. So we have to get astronomically lucky to pick them up. And I hope I do, but it's not looking good for me, folks. It's not looking good. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.